2-1, bringing you a message in the dark. The whole deal is I'm gonna have to make up my intro, so it's gonna be a little choppy, a little different to begin with, but we'll fix it all up. You kind of need content in order to create an intro, so you can't just walk in with an intro, right? All right, so 2-1, bringing it here, too loud, too much, too often. Insert whatever you want into that blank, two, and then blank, whatever you want. Turned up, right? So, targeted individual stuff. It's all true. I have a huge footprint as an individual. I'm one of these people. I'm not a millionaire, but I've been to Disneyland, and I have a huge footprint over the West Coast. Now, a lot of people know an entire coast and are not a millionaire. There's a lot of people you can talk to that haven't flown in planes or haven't seen the ocean, haven't been to Disneyland. I've flown all kinds of places. I've towed RVs here and there. I've done trail riding. I've painted it. I've skated it. I've pressure washed it. I've given somebody a ride there. I've sold weed there. I've done business there. I've made money there off of somebody. I've at least made some money in that area, and I've made enough money that I could tell you one of the best places to get food from, you name it. So stop and talk to me, no matter where you're from. I might have something for you on where to get good food. Just to tip that off, right? Okay, so targeted individual stuff. It's real. I have a huge footprint. I know how the public works. I've spent enough time on the road driving myself and helping other people drive my entire life that my credibility is higher than most when it comes to public interactions. Okay, one of the first notions I had was that they wanted you to have cameras strapped all over your body, all over your car, 24/7 running cameras, capturing content. What could be better for the data centers than to create a targeted individual who's constantly feeding the data centers, right? Think about it. I mean, come on. How does this not make sense after all the flock cameras, right? They put in flock cameras under the guise and notion that it's supposed to protect you from gunshots, right? We're going to install microphones so that we can tell where a gunshot comes from, or if it's a firework or a gunshot, what type of gun, which direction, from where, who has it. That's how they got it in there. But then it's all of a sudden it's like cameras, it's 5G, it's Wi-Fi, it's like everything you didn't sign up for into the flock system. Like, we just need to get this thing put in, and then we're not going to tell you the capabilities of it, and then all of a sudden you're going to realize this thing is capable of ruining your life in many other faceted ways, right? That were not known when the bill was passed. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this targeted individual stuff. One of the biggest problems that I have with it, I know, it's like, why you still have to go to work, right? Right? Same thing with the flat earth thing. Like, I still got to go pay the bills, How's this supposed to be my problem, right? Why am I supposed to stop and try and figure things out with you? And it's like, you just got to become a part of the community in the same way that you openly became a part of whatever church community you became a part of, or, however open you were to learning about the globe, You openly accept the globe as the truth. I mean, who didn't? Who didn't think that it just makes sense that we live on a ball in a solar system, and that they're telling, like, who didn't ride the train that there's all kinds of honesty in the world and that we live on a ball, right? Who wasn't putting their eggs in that basket for at least a short period of time? Here's one of the toughest parts I have to explain to people is that globers, quote unquote, people who say, meaning they don't actually know, say they believe in the globe, don't actually know the globe model. Again, say they believe in the globe. How can you say you believe in the globe when you don't actually know the numbers? You just think that that's the most believable thing. You think it's the most feasible. You think it's the most truthful. You think it's the most honest. You believe it to be that way, right? But you don't actually know any of the information. All the people that know the details, that know the information, that apply reality to the information are flat earthers, okay? So just lay that all out there. All right. So what's the big problem, right? Like, you know, oh, Earth's flat, round, whatever. You still got to go pay your bills. Okay. I'm trying to let you know about something that is prevalent every day that matters when you go out. Unless you lock yourself up in your little shell, unless your house, unless you stay at home, you know, and you have like some family member that works for Amazon and they have the same route, you know, and they know the people at the distribution center, you know, who does all your food, and these are all your family. Your family grows the food, and you have friends and family that deliver the food, and you know all the people that do all the things in order to get the food to position in order for you to get it to your house. And so you don't have public interactions. You don't need to go out and eat it at a fast food restaurant. You don't need to go out to a restaurant to eat out, to have a good plate, and to be in public and have a quote-unquote good time. You know, you are solely operating from your home entirely. You make all your money from home. You do everything from home. You don't interact with people unless that's you. This information is important because if you're the type of person to go out to eat, this is a direct message for you. So, as a target, this stuff gets super annoying. You know you're being targeted, okay? Like, you know that people are going out of their way to earn like a $50 to $100 or $200 gift card just to come out to make an appearance that evening in a DoorDash manner. It pops up on their phone through an application that they've, you know, opted into, similar to DoorDash. An offer pops up when I move around and I get into position. They know I'm going to go get food. All of a sudden, these offers start popping up for everywhere they think I'm going to go get food, so they can synthetically overdrive the business wherever they think I'm going to go get food. They'll do it before I get there to get me to not eat there. They're like, watch. If they want you to make it hard for you to eat, they're like, watch. It's going to get even harder for him to find a place to eat if we just overdrive the business before he gets there. Sounds crazy, but get this. You know, I've done everything possible. I've pushed past it. I've like faked the first place, gone all the way into parked my car, gone all the way up to the counter, pretended like I was going to order food, told them to cancel the order, walked out, gone to another place, walked all the way in, placed another order, actually let the order go through, but it's only a tiny little order. Grab my order, walk out, go to a third place, put in a real order of food, try and actually sit down and enjoy my meal with my ordered food there. You know, who cares about the rest of the stuff? Just eat it together, but the main part is to actually use the third stop as where I'm really going to get most of my food and actually enjoying my food at the third stop. By the time I get to the third stop, it's police, right? So just to prove my point that I know what I'm talking about is that I know I'm getting messed with, so I got to shake the tail. Got to go to a second place. Then the tail gets shorter. Shake the tail again. Go to the third place. It turns into cops. All right, now you're caught. Now the veil has been lifted off of the tail, and now I can see the skeleton of the tail, and then it's just cops. You know what I mean? Like you can see it's thinning out, right? Like it got shorter and then it thinned out. Now all I see is a skeleton. It's like I just tore through all the flesh of this beast, right? Just to let you know that I know what I'm talking about. So, what is this a problem for you? You are one of the people that's sitting at these places, eating beyond the knowledge of all of this, let's just say you're not someone that partakes in targeting people like me. You don't take these offers up. You have no idea about these offers. This is news to you. You're sitting down at one of the places that I choose to go get food at, right? Whether it be the first and only place that I stop at and chose for the night to get food, or if this is my second place, or if this is the third place. I don't do 3 places a lot, but if they're pushing me around and stuff is stupid enough, believe me, I've shown them that I'll go to 3 places, I'll go to 4 places. I'll drive around all night if I have enough gas, time, and money, trying to shake whatever stupid tail they want to act like they had, you know, the looking glass future telling nonsense. Like, oh, we can tell exactly what you're going to do. Could you tell I was going to run around the entire night looking for a place to eat? Like, just to show you the extreme levels. Like, I have taken it to the utmost extreme, and I've done it extreme fast, extreme slow, extreme fast slow, combinations of both, reverses, inverses, mirror versions, mirror reverse inversions, all kinds of combinations, intrinsic quantum computed combinations of every possible way that an intelligent person could scientifically use the scientific method to prove a point that he knows what he's talking about and that I know what I'm dealing with. I've done it. Okay? I've done it. What's the problem for you? The problem for you is when you go choose a place, you're sitting down, I choose a place, you happen to be at one of the places that I chose, I show up, and all of a sudden, you're going to notice, like, if you're in the middle of your meal and you actually have a bunch of people there and you're trying to have an event and enjoy the event, and I show up in the middle of your event's all of a sudden going to be terrible. Like your event's going to be interrupted by somebody with their dog or their cat's birthday. You know, they're gonna sing a birthday song for somebody's cat or dog, and then there's gonna be like bums doing DoorDash, and then there'll be AI vehicles like creating a traffic jam, and it'll be one of these things like it'll be overwhelming and awkward for that event. But if you're not a target, you just chalk it up as, oh, we tried to throw an event, and, you know, coincidentally, other people were also busy trying to do the same idea. And it's like, the only way you would ever notice or it'd become a problem for you is if that was an event that you tried to do either every night or once a week, or, you know, and I randomly held the same schedule as you, and that every time you tried to hold the event, I kept showing up, you know, and then it kept getting weird and blown out, which is an abnormal thing, but you wouldn't notice it unless the frequency was high enough for you, right? Or if it only happened one time, you know, and the one time was weird enough, like if they just ran sirens and they just were blatant and they're like, made it obvious they're targeting me, it would just be completely obvious, right? But depending on the levels and the things and the tactics that they're using, it might take a number of times in order for you to see it and feel it and be like, okay, yeah, that's all fake nonsense. Just on your own terms, right? But again, if I can max it out and you're here for a maxed out version, sirens and all the nonsense, it would be like, okay, yeah, obviously we threw an event and a target showed up. You know, it'd be a thing. I've almost got it to that point. I've almost got it noticed to where people will realize that they can't enjoy their own event because a target showed up. And it's like, exactly. Okay, so here's the problem. These guys walk in wherever I'm standing, right? So I'll be trying to avoid hanging out with anybody, trying to find a spot to, you know, smoke a cig or take a puff of weed, which is one of those things that's slowly getting pushed entirely out of society, but it's like tolerated to a degree or point. but the public isn't on that page, you know? Only the people that are aware of it know what it's like, right? So I'll be sitting on a portion of a building that's like this. This is the great spot to like sit and smoke a cig. And the people that are targeting me will show up, and if they'll all try to use that door, you know, even though this door is like just to chalk this up in an extreme situation. Even though this door is the furthest away from where the entrance is, you know, where they're going to greet you and where they're going to notice that they have a new customer, it's making everything difficult. Because places that are busy, you know, now I need to walk in on a different door. Because what happens is every time I walk in, they'll be like, "Hi, how's it going?" You know, and I've got all my backpacks on, so like I'll just ignore them. And then it turns into this thing like, "Oh, I'm never gonna make this guy a good plate because he never greets me back when I greet him when he walks in." And it's like, why would I? Because you're gonna greet me, I'm gonna say, "Hi, how's it going?" And then I'm gonna walk away. You know, it's gonna seem pointless. So now I need to walk in on the back door because that's what they're doing to me. When I go and sit down there, I'll go try and walk out a back door, and then that's usually closest to the smoke spot, right? But what they'll do, this is a problem for you if you're not a target, because they're walking in spreading their stink. You know, they come in straight from their car. What they do, they just fart, you know, and then they just get out of their car and they got their stinky feet and they're ready to walk across your meal in the middle of you eating it with their perfume and their cologne and waft all of it across your meal. Even if they're just picking up a dish, you know, they're just there to pick up a dish. But they're gonna walk right over you eating your meal, right? They don't care. They're just gonna walk right over you eating. In the middle of you taking a bite, you're gonna get a waft of whatever cheap, bat guano perfume somebody's prettied up pig girlfriend, you know, clowned up makeup, caked up makeup wearing girlfriend, covered in makeup, bat guano makeup and bat guano perfume. They gotta walk all over the top of you eating your meal. Think about it, in a nice restaurant, this would never go down. The only time that happens is if they're being seated. It's for a reason. It's not just certain people are allowed to say the N-word and certain people are not. No. There's like a time when nobody's supposed to say the N-word, you know? And it's when you're trying to eat. But these people think they get a hall pass. So this is what I'm talking about. It's just an example of how the targeting thing is not good. Like, oh, you think it's driving the market and like people are, you know, this is a good leak of government money. This is a good way to perpetuate government money getting paid out to citizens, right? It's like, yeah, but now you can't even enjoy things. Because whatever markets are being synthetically driven, the crowds that are driving this synthetic action are garbage. Like, you'll be eating your meal and you're just getting pounded by a wall of perfume because everyone had to walk right in front of me as I try to enjoy a smoke break. You know, they'll have to walk by me and use the door right in front of me and make sure I smell all their stuff. Like, they're doing it to me so that I smell them and that I am a part, that I have to see them walk in front of me and I have to pay attention to them and I have to notice them. Them doing it to me, in turn, inadvertently, it all happens to you, right? So, you know, what problem is it for you? It's you can't enjoy your meal when you go out if I show up. they're walking in the back door, you know? So they're not even getting greeted. Like, they're getting greeted right when they go up to place an order, which is how it should be for me. Like, now I need to sneak in the back, set my stuff down, and then I can walk up to the counter, get greeted, be like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then place my order and get the, get the rifle, right where I should be able to get a hold of food that was already made, before I walked in. Because what they try to do is they know that if you're fast enough and good enough, like I am, you can walk in and buy a clean plate. But what they do is they try to predict where you're going to eat. They flood the market with all these gift cards and stuff, so people are showing up on top of you. They all show up and they try to buy all the pre-made food, and then the Target goes in and has to buy anything you order on the menu is going to be something freshly made, because their crew of people with gift cards just came in and bought out everything that they had already, all of the bladders that they make in order to sustain business and to be prepared and to be fast and fresh for everybody, and to maintain their name and to maintain good business. All that stuff's been cleaned out because they send their whole swaths of people with all this money that's fake. Think about it. They didn't have the idea to shop.